boy sent me a video. It's looking a bit. Let me find the actual video. 2 seconds.
Problems. I gave a couple of examples, but I think the most obvious one is this video
it's
of
sad,
him acting
bro,
very
he could actually be like, he is one of the top boxers, bro, and it's like, yeah, man, drugs and flipping, bro. You gotta, in this world, you gotta actually have a strong mindset, bro, and you can't let things deteriorate you, man, literally.
Strangely at a gas station. Well, just this week, more details have come out regarding Nick.
Nick has been forcibly taken by his cousin and transported across the border into Mexico, where he is confined in rehabilitation. Nick does not wish to remain at the facility. He does to return home to California and attend a drug rehabilitation program there. Yeah, man.
Its current status, and honestly, it is a bizarre situation. And much like any good story, there are heroes, there's a villain, and there's a lot of unexpected twists and turns. And yeah, in this video, I'm going to be walking you guys through everything that's been going on with Nick over the last few weeks, so sit back, bust out that meth pipe, and enjoy the video. About a week ago, this girl named Kay, who most people, including myself, have just assumed was Nick's girlfriend, posted a disturbing story to her Instagram. I usually don't like to read blocks of text word for word in my videos, but understanding the context of her message is vital to the story, so I kinda have to do it here. Nick has been forcibly taken by his cousin and transported
this nigga just fucking read it out, bro. I just read it out and this nigga's gonna read it out. Fucking hell, man.
The border into Mexico.
It's crazy. So what they're doing is they're keeping him in the hospital and just giving him drugs, but he really and truly wants to be whole. So they're just making him more ill. It's crazy still.
You'll find later on in this video that she definitely had somebody write this for her. You'll see what I mean. Anyways, then she followed up this statement with a series of Instagram stories where in this first one she posts a screenshot of a text conversation where whoever she's speaking to claims that he checked in with someone named.
Contacted BBJ and told him that I heard Nick was being abused and he against his will, etc., drugged and forced to stare at the wall. BBJ told me that they had to drug him for their own safety because of this
BBJ, who has some part in overseeing Nick while he's in Mexico. According to the text, this person checked in with BBJ and asked for details about allegations that Nick is being abused while in rehab.
Crazy,
whoever
man.
BBJ is that causes
I was gonna say, bro, I feel like his girl's got something to do with it because why is she like so
apparently
why is she posting all about it and that,
from her original post visits
I feel
him
like
every day
the
and
wife
assigns who Nick
definitely
is
got
allowed to
something to do
interact
with it
with while
still.
he's in recovery. Don't know. Basically says
they're not even together.
That she made in her original statement. Nick is being held there against his will. He doesn't like it there. He's tried to escape at least once, but was caught by Mexican feds, and that he's.
So I feel like behind the scenes, the only thing I could say is if she wants. So why does she want him to? What does she want him to go back to live with her? Because if that's so, then I feel like she's just controlling and trying to get money out of him, if you get what I'm saying.
Fun doesn't stop there, though, because she follows all of this up with another wall of text where she expresses her concerns and frustrations regarding the situation. She says that she thinks it's BS, that she doesn't know what's happening with him, and she claims that she's the closest person in his life right now and has been with him throughout all of the obstacles in his life throughout the last few years. She also says that she doesn't do drugs and calls out Ruben for admitting Nick into rehab, even though he hasn't seen Nick in 10 years.
Yeah,
her next instance adds that they spent every day together for 6 years, including holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving. But this last part definitely caught my attention because she reveals that they've spent time together sitting on park bench freezing at the diner on a snowy day. Obviously, this girl is really bad at writing when she does it herself, but the message is clear enough.
He looks mad ill now.
I know that she said that she doesn't do drugs, but I don't know, man. This seems like stuff that addicts are forced to do when they don't have a place of their own. Jesus Christ, has Nick been homeless the last couple of years? Her final Instagram
is that him now?
Of their own. Jesus Christ, has Nick been?
Flipping hell, bro. That's crazy, man. He just looks old now, bro.
Definitely seems to be calling out Kay as the one spreading false
old
rumors, seeing as he literally included her post in his. He goes on to say that a couple of months ago, Nick's cousin Ruben asked him to come to Mexico so that he can train Nick in jiu-jitsu while also providing sobriety mentorship, as Dylan himself overcame addiction and has been sober for over 25 years now. According to Dylan, he sees Nick just about every week. He also includes photos of him and Nick rolling together and chatting with one another in what definitely looks like a rehab facility. Now obviously this could just simply mean that the UFC is giving him moral support, but I don't think that he would tag the company here if they were just giving him words of encouragement. I do get the feeling that the UFC might actually
they're trying to do something wrong to him. They're drugging him up in that hospital for a reason, bro.
Next thing I want to show you is this post from Cesar Gracie, who, as many of you know, has been Nick's longtime coach, but even more so has essentially been a father figure to him since he was a teenager. The day after Kay posted her statement, he made his own where he also says that Nick is healthy and well and has not been cloned or kidnapped and has not joined MS-13. He ends this post by saying that Nick does not have a girlfriend but is probably looking, Oh boy. And the final person to call her out was Jose Garcia, who's Nick's recovery and conditioning coach. Garcia runs a program called BBJ Ninja Recovery. Right after Kay made her statement, he responded within hours of a post of his own where he asks if people actually believe that Nick Diaz, of all people, could be kidnapped, drugged, and held against his will. He's basically calling Kay a liar here, and once she saw this, they started arguing in the comments of his post. In this one, she reveals that Ruben apparently put Xanax in Nick's protein shake, then drove him to Mexico while he was asleep. Garcia responds by saying that Kay has done more harm than good, that she needs therapy herself, and that she needs to stay away from him while he's in recovery. Kay hits back by saying that she's kissed Nick and either reveals that Kay is homeless, called it, and he also mentions that she's a sex worker. Kay responds by saying that she and Nick have talked multiple times about what she does, and apparently Nick is fine with it. In their final exchange, Garcia doubles down and says that Kay needs to find a place to live and asserts that there's a reason why she's not allowed to see him. But Kay ends the argument by asking what's going to happen when Nick comes back to her. This is a crazy series of events, man. So just a couple of thoughts here based on everything that I just went over. It seems like Nick's been in
that's why I choose not to get involved in like people's relationships.
And at first I found myself wondering just how many months Nick had been recovering in Mexico until I remembered that on March 25th, Cesar Gracie randomly tweeted this photoshopped picture of Nick telling the world that Nick is healthy and doing good. All that aside, let's talk about the real shit, guys. Who is telling the truth here? Who are we supposed to believe? Tough choice here, guys. I believe in the coach still, I can't lie. I don't know, man. There's something about Kay that's a bit suspicious, but there's something about her that seems disingenuous. In her original post, she says that Nick has been abducted by his cousin, but she words the rest of her post in a way that makes it seem like Ruben is a different guy and not Nick's cousin. She's also had an ongoing beef with Ruben for who knows how long, really, but apparently back in April they had a back and forth with each other on social media. Also, she mentions that Nick wants to go to a rehab facility in California, but how would she even know that if by her own words she's been forced to go no contact with him? Bitches kinda sus. Oh, I also forgot to mention that the day after Dearborn and Gracie called her out for being a liar, she went on a tirade in her Instagram story. Not only that, I get the feeling that this video is pretty damn old, seeing as just last year Nick was looking like this, so for him to be looking like this in this video indicates to me that she had to go pretty far back in the camera roll to find this one. Also, I went into some of her Instagram taking as just giving him this relationship. She then like this in this video indicates to me that she had to go pretty far back in the camera roll to find this one. Also, I went into some of her Instagram comments, and this is what she responded when a guy called her out for being a liar. Yes, he was drugged and taken across the border without his consent and put into a lockdown facility. If this place that has a volleyball court, jiu-jitsu mats, and hammocks is a lockdown facility, then lock me the fuck up. I guess I'll just cut to the chase here. I think that there's a pretty good chance that Kay has been isolating Nick for the last few years and keeping him hooked on drugs, probably so that she can get drugs off of him, who knows. On the other hand, I haven't gotten the impression that Kay is actually trying to save Nick from his addiction problems, whereas Nick's friends and family probably did the wrong thing for the right reasons. I can't help but feel like Kay has been doing the wrong thing for the wrong reasons for a while now. Anyways, I don't think I have anything else to say about this, so I guess I'll just end the video here, but I'm sure that there's going to be much more developments to this saga in the months to come.
Yeah, GG's. I can't lie, I think personally, the wife is trying to like bring him back home and be with him and being selfish basically, and I feel like the coach is in the right and he actually wants him to stay there and he's staying there and wants him to actually do this, that and that and the fourth. It's just like, why would you want your husband or your partner or the person that you say you love if he's in a place where he's getting better, why would you want him to come out of the place where he's getting better to be with you when you wasn't when it was you that kind of put him there in the first place? You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I just feel like personally she's a manipulator, innit? Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do all of the good stuff. Do your good deed for the day, man. It's love. Peace. We're off for this one.